On our Portugal journey, we visited the capital city of Lisbon, the Romanticist castle in Sintra, and the westernmost point of continental Europe. It was so surreal for us as we peered into the vast Atlantic Ocean, wandered within the vibrant walls of Pena Palace, and ventured on the streets of Lisbon alongside the iconic streetcars. We begin our final days in mainland Portugal in this west coast town, Azenhas do Mar, meaning watermills of the sea. This town is so quaint with beautiful cliffsides, white houses, and red roofs. You can go down to a little section of beach where they have red sand and rocks, and it's so close in such a short walking distance to get up to the beautiful vantage points where we are up on the top of the cliffs. There's also a natural wading pool right by the beach with a restaurant. I don't know if the pool is the best place to be swimming in, but the restaurant's a really great place for you to try Portuguese seafood. So we're going to be spending the rest of our journey today going along the coast and seeing the most western point of mainland Europe. Driving through these small roads is an experience of itself. I think it's sort of the sightseeing that you get to do in these small coastal towns.
That point right there was called Cabo da Roca, which is actually the westernmost point of mainland Europe. It was honestly really cool to see, and the fact that when you look out, it was just this endless ocean. It felt like it went on forever. But as I mentioned before, it was so windy that you honestly felt like you were about to be blown away. The sand kept hitting our faces. It definitely hurt a little bit, but we're okay and we're back on the road.
One of our bucket list spots in all of mainland Portugal is the Pena Palace. We actually stayed a night in Sintra just to be able to come here, and we did that first thing this morning. Being able to see the bright yellow and red colors of the Romanticist castle up close is such a genuine experience, and this is actually the most popular castle in all of Portugal. We just wanted to give you a little bit more info on how the park and the castle work. The park gate opens at 9, whereas the castle opens at 9:30, giving enough time to make your way to the castle because it's a 10-minute uphill walk, or it's a bus ride which you have to pay for from the park entrance. Now, if you just want to see the park and the castle from the exterior, it's only €7.50. But if you want to come see both the park and the interior of the castle, that's €14. The lineup really does get long, so we really encourage you, if you want to go see the interior, to come to the park entrance at 8:30 so you can make your way up to the interior before 9 a.m. and you'll just wait there until it opens at 9:30.
is a beautiful morning here in Lisbon. We actually got in yesterday, but because we're so tired, we wanted to kind of put everything away and just take in the city. But this morning, we decided to wake up really early for sunrise, as Lisbon is more busy than the other cities here in Portugal, obviously. And the first spot that we found is right here. This is the Arco da Rua Agosta. I'm looking over at Lauren, trying to make sure my pronunciation is correct. This is the first spot, and it's really beautiful as this arch. Oh, wonderfully designed.
Steamy morning here in Lisbon, so we decided to do a little bit of window shopping and walk around the Baixa district, which is where we're staying. It's a fantastic place to stay because it's close to the water and it's in the lower part of the city. So we did a bit of window shopping, saw the architecture, and now we're at the Santa Justa lift. The walkway itself is completely free to access at 7 a.m. I believe. The lift does cost and it's temporarily closed, but you can still see a panoramic view of Lisbon and the Castelo de São Jorge, which is a beautiful castle. Now, because there's a moderate heat wave in the city, we're gonna escape the heat, go back to our hotel room to rest up, and come back in the evening for a delicious Portuguese meal and hopefully catch a beautiful sunset. We just passed by the souvenir shop, and in Portugal they love their cork so much that they actually made postcards out of it. They're only €1 each, so it's really not that bad. And they're really thick, they're durable, it's such a great souvenir.
This morning when we were at the Praça do Comércio, we noticed a little kiosk, and we think they were serving cherry liqueur. But obviously so early in the morning they weren't open, but we think they're open now, so we're gonna go and check it out and see how it tastes.
So it actually comes in the chocolate cup, and you have cherry liquor inside the chocolate cup. Oh, it's delicious. We noticed that there are so many restaurants in Europe that are placed right in the middle of the promenade, especially during summer, so people can have that outdoor experience, being immersed in the city's ambiance. So we decided to come here for a Portuguese meal, and happy hour is going on at this restaurant. The restaurant is called Grill & Company. They have a happy hour, €5 per drink. I had to get my caipirinha. It's a really popular drink here in Portugal. It's actually taken inspiration from Brazil. They use cachaça, lime juice, and sugar. My cousin actually had this drink at his wedding. There was a bar dedicated to caipirinha, and Jason got a sangria, a white sangria, delicious. Really excited for these drinks. It'll be refreshing during this hot weather, and our dish is going to be coming out real soon. We just got our main dish, and it's a black spinning paella. In Portugal, it's a little bit different than Spanish paella because it mostly centers on seafood. So we've got prawns, shrimp, clams, squid. I'm so excited to dig in, and we've got this to share between the two of us. Lisbon was hilly, they said. It certainly is. As we go up all these stairs to get to this viewpoint called Miradouro, the Senhora de Monte.
Yeah, and especially on these full stomachs. Oh, we ate quite a bit. That was a lot of rice that we had in the, how do you pronounce it? The paella?
Paella.
Paella. And honestly, we decided that, hey, you know what, we can skip a lot of the uphill by taking the train. Nope, we didn't skip much of the uphill. We're just climbing these very steep stairs right now. What's also interesting here is that the Uber here is so cheap. For the same price as our train ticket, we could have literally taken an Uber right to that viewpoint. It's our mistake. Let's climb these stairs and let's go see this view.
told us that in Portugal there are certain species of trees that you cannot cut down. Even in the middle of a walkway in Lisbon like this old tree has to stay here. We had to come check out the Afama district in Lisbon on our last day. It's so beautiful, and we came to the Miradouro de Santa Luzia. It's gorgeous, not just because of the view that you get, but the area with the archways. There's a lot of Greek and Roman influence with the columns, the vines, the flowers, and also a touch of Portuguese with the blue Portuguese tiles that you see in the walkway. Absolutely magnificent, and it's not that crowded during the day. We had to make a stop for Portuguese custard tarts because they're so delicious. And this place is top rated. It's called the St. Anthony's Pastry Place. The difference between Portuguese custard tarts and Chinese egg tarts is really about the casing. So they use a puff pastry in Portugal, whereas the Chinese ones use a short crust casing. And the way that they cook them is very different. So they usually cook them at high heat in Portugal. So let's give it a try. That's why it's a little bit more brown on the outside. They really just melt in your mouth right away as soon as you put them in. It's been such a great adventure being in this part of Portugal, seeing Sintra, the beautiful Palace of Pena, being in the heart of Lisbon, having delicious Portuguese food and treats. I'm so glad that we made this a big part of our honeymoon.
But our adventures here in Portugal technically are not finished yet, because tomorrow we will be hopping on a flight to the Portuguese island of Madeira.